literacy learning? What will the individual classroom teacher do? What will the P2 professional learning team do, or the technology department, or the SOS department? And what will the leader of professional learning do? So what I've tried to do is to put together a chart that shows possible things that each of these roles will do at each aspect of the learning. And at this point, we're talking about learning more about literacy. Okay, well, let's say it's learning more about getting knowledge ready. If we were going to focus on learning more about getting knowledge ready. So if we're looking at a school framing up its challenge, first of all, its challenge. Remember, the challenge was the first part of our learning framework. Okay, the leaders of the school are going to identify what the challenge is in terms of literacy for the school. How does that relate to their school-wide policy? In what ways, in a broad way, might the school need to change? And what are the expectations that the school might need to meet? In other words, what might be expected of the school in a year's time? What might the school have achieved if it has achieved the outcomes in literacy? So there are some key things that the school leadership team needs to target. There are things that individual teachers need to target in terms of the challenge. There are things that the professional learning team needs to target. And there are things that the leader, the middle leader of literacy, needs to do to build those aspects. And as you go through this, you can see it with each area. See how I've got outcomes in each area. Okay, we're saying, what does the school know about literacy when you're starting? If you're looking at putting in place paraphrasing or comprehending sentences, what does the school know about sentence comprehension? So what will the school leadership team do to identify what the school knows about it? What processes will be used to gather this? Is there enough knowledge in the school to actually support the school learning more about paraphrasing? Then there are the things that the individual teacher needs to do on the far right-hand side. There's what the professional learning team needs to do, and there's what the leader needs to do. This goes through all of each level of the learning model. Does this make sense? Now, we've used this as a very valuable planning document. And what you can do, if you're looking at embedding one of the literacy strategies in your school, you can see at each point where it is in place and where you need to do more work. And so we've used this very much as a blueprint to help individual schools plan their way through the implementation. It's very detailed, but it really will, I'll tell you, it'll deliver the goods. We should talk about it, because it can deliver the goods. People have to go at 3, Len, don't they? Oh, 3:15, okay. With this framework, would it be okay if you just looked through it for 5 or 10 minutes and just to make sense of it? Because there's a lot of information there. And then I'd like to spend some time where people from each school work together to plan where you're going to go for the rest of this year. In term 4, we're really targeting, the PDs are focusing on children who have learning difficulties in literacy. So phonological awareness problems, orthographic processing problems, rapid automatised naming, difficulties building vocab, and also some other areas of oral language difficulties. So if I'm not sure how Lena's going to handle those, but if you're wanting to focus particularly on the kids who have learning difficulties, that's what we'll be looking at in term 4. So it'll be like a modified version of what we do in the graduate diploma in special ed. Anyway, all the very best. It's great, and I really hope all of you guys get those jobs. You know those jobs I was talking about? I really mean that. I really hope all of you, be sure you all deserve them. It's not easy, and the knowledge that's here is really amazing. And the knowledge that I've seen just build in Northern Region among this group has been really tremendous. So I think we really are on a roll, and the knowledge is building. And to visit the schools in first and second term, and actually, in a lot of cases, work with groups of children and have the children say what they were doing was really impressive. So the knowledge is becoming embedded, and we really are, achieving things, as Wayne said last time. And if you think that a lot of the kids who we're working with didn't have the 2 to 5, years 2 to years 5, they didn't have all the language learning opportunities that we're making up for now. So we really are going to achieve things, and I really hope that all of you get credit for what you do now. I'll certainly be working as hard as I can to make sure that you do get recognised, for all that you do. So, we are on a roll, so let's just keep on with it. All the best. Now, I'll hopefully see some of you later this year. Well, quite soon. All the best.